What made you want to make a film of the Lone Ranger? Was the Lone Ranger or Tonto a childhood hero of yours?
They were. When I grew up, I came home from school and turned on my TV, and there was a Lone Ranger, so I watched him every day after school. And that was the inspiration for me to make the movie.
The film is based on a popular TV series from the 1950s. Do you think that cowboys and Indians are still popular? And why do you think young people like me will like it?
I do think cowboys are still popular. I think that there's a little bit of there's a fun idea of just being a guy sitting on a horse, and if you want to go that way, you go that way. If you want to go that way, you go that way. You want to spend the night here, you cook yourself some food, you do whatever you want. You're free, and that kind of freedom it's really attractive. You know, it's fun to think about. I don't know, did you ever think about being a cowboy when you were a kid? I mean, you're still a kid. You ever think about being a cowboy?
It's a cool idea, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of fun to think that it's just like you, your horse, and the open range.
Yeah, you can do whatever you like.
Totally, yeah.
I like the humour in the film. What made you decide to give the characters a comedy aspect?
I just think humour is a valuable kind of release mechanism, you know. The film has a lot of sort of tense moments, and it's also nice to not kind of wallow in that space. So, you know, sort of comic relief, I think, kind of lets you sort of reset your clock as you're telling the story. And
Horse says you are a spirit walker, a man who has been to the other side and returned, a man who cannot be killed in battle. Something very wrong with that horse.
Well, the film looked amazing. How important is it to film on location in the actual desert rather than on the studio with a green screen?
It's a lot more fun, and it's a lot more real, and as an actor you get to be, you know, you're looking out, and instead of seeing a studio and seeing blue screens behind you and trying to imagine you on a train going through a desert, you look out and you see the desert and you are on a train. So it's more fun, which I think probably results in better work if you're having fun, and just to capture it was you know, it was Gore's choice and Jerry's to film out there, and you get something from the landscape, you get something, you know, it's an incredible part of the world, and to be able to soak that up through the film, it's brilliant.
That's the end of the line.
We jump.
What about the passengers?
They jump.
There are children on board.
All jump.
Have you no decency?
Wendigo getting away.
No, you're not going anywhere. Going somewhere?
Yes.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, we are not.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Shut up!
Yes.
I went to see the film with my mum, and she was petrified when you stood on top of the platform.
Her and I both.
Was it real, and was it scary?
Yeah, it was real, 100% real, and yes, it was 150% scary. They got us up there with a helicopter. I remember I said to Gore, I said, how are you going to do this with me standing on this spirit platform? Maybe you'll build it about 2 feet tall, 4 feet tall, and paint the bottom green, and you know, we'll figure it out like that. He goes, no. He goes, you see that thing up there? I was like, no. And he goes, way, way up there. Here, binoculars. Give me some binoculars. You see that thing up there? And it's like, oh, yeah, I think so. And he's like, yeah, we're going to put you on top of that. It was like, good. That's what I wanted, yeah.
There was a brilliant action sequence in the film set to the famous Lone Ranger music. Did you choreograph the action to the music? Yes,
it was first started with storyboards, then we would edit the storyboards together to the music, all the time to the music, and it was conceived, and then we would do what we call pre-visualization, which is like very rudimentary animation, but it was always going to be musical.
What did you use to influence your character and inspire your role?
Just a lot of reading about the time, you know, and watching documentaries, and there's some great books that have sort of first-person narrative, you know, diaries or letters, and you just soak up the elements and the ingredients of the time, and you sort of think about, you know, who their role models would have been, what they're taking inspiration from, who they were learning from, what was their day-to-day life, and try and put that all into the mix really, and see what comes out the other side.
What preparation did you have to do for your character? I heard that there was a 6-week cowboy boot camp, which sounds amazing.
Yeah.
What did you have to do?
Yeah, cowboy boot camp was amazing. They basically loaded us up, took us to a horse ranch, and said, we'll come get you when you're cowboys. And they made us work with horses. They made us work with animals. They made us work with bullwhips, with lassos, with guns. Really all of the skills that you would need as a cowboy. That's what they had us work on.
That's really cool. You've made lots of films with Johnny Depp before. He has really imaginative characters. Do you let him run wild with what he wants to do, or do you work with him to develop the character?
Well, he kind of develops the character on his own. He is very inventive and very creative, and we certainly will discuss what he's going to do, but it's usually pretty brilliant what he comes up with.
Why are you talking to that horse? Why am I covered in dirt?
I buried you.
Why am I alive?
Well, I think we all love adventure and fun and laughter, and it doesn't matter if it's a Western or anything else. You like to be entertained. And since we got Johnny Depp and everybody likes Johnny Depp, I think somebody your age would love this movie.